Hi, this is Lazy Mapper playing some Far Cry 3 custom maps with a group of friends. Fallen Champ, Long Rider, Walsh D's, Shiny Tapestry 71, who was going by a different name, Edge Ramses, and Alpha Sergeant 14. Thank you guys for playing through some of these well-created maps. And I want to talk about an interesting subject here in my Real Talk series. But first, I want to tell you some news that came down and from Ubisoft Season Passes, and I want to cover that. I thought it was kind of interesting that they're going to give out Far Cry 3 for free on all systems. It looks like the single player mode only if you buy the Season Pass. I'm not particularly fond of Season Passes, but I must say that diverse Season Pass that I see that's coming from Ubisoft looks quite interesting. According to Ubisoft, players can take on 3 uncanny adventures with a unique Far Cry twist. First one is Hour of Darkness. Players will be traveling back through Vietnam while they'll battle against Viet Cong soldiers. The second one is Dead Living Zombies. Will pit players against zombie hordes in multiple scenarios that inspire B-movies. And finally, Lost on Mars will take players to Mars to go toe to claws with Martian arachnids, which are probably like spiders. The one thing I don't understand about Ubisoft is they seem to neglect the map editors. If you've been watching some of my videos and all, you know this is a channel mostly for map editors and the players who enjoy playing custom maps. So I'm always going to talk about the map editor and what that information should mean to us as a map editor and the players who enjoy making the maps or players who may get into map editing. If Ubisoft came out with this information and said, hey, the assets will be in the map editor too, I'll be buying it today. So, you know, they neglect to tell us information. They always seem to shun the map editor community. I don't understand these guys. They really got to communicate with one another. Some parts of the community of Ubisoft, they seem to be very interested in what the map editors want and all that. And then there's a whole other section of people in Ubisoft that seem to be clueless. I don't want to make this video all about the DLC and all, but let me tell you something. It would be great if we had like zombies in Vietnam. Maybe we'd have tanks or the Martian spiders and all. If we had them assets, if I knew them assets were in the game, bang, I'd be putting that money up right now. But hey, they neglect us to tell us the information. They shun the map editors. So they're not getting my money. We'll have to wait until I decide if it's included in the map editor. Or, you know, maybe I'll get it if it seems that interesting. It does seem like an interesting pass. Might be worth it. I think it's included if you buy the gold edition of the game. And it looks really neat to be able to go to space or fight in Vietnam or, you know, fight off some zombies. I mean, it's a diverse pack there. But if I knew these assets would be in the map editor, I'd buy it today. But they don't give us the information, so I guess you know, they don't want to tell the map editors anything, so they're not getting my money until I know. Sometimes I feel there's a divide between the single player guys and the map editor guys. I mean, I like to play the single player also, more so like with Voss and all, and even Peg and Min. I thought them stories were very interesting, but Ubisoft perpetuates the division between the people who enjoy the map editor and the single player. They ought to be coming out with information and saying, hey guys, this is in the single player, and also you'll be able to make maps and use some of the assets of the game. Check it out. They'd be selling this thing. And they would bring the community of the single player guys and the map editor guys together. But they have some other strange philosophy at Ubisoft. We'll keep it separate. We'll hide the map editor because the single player guys will get upset. It doesn't make any sense. Ubisoft, go back to the drawing board. Start thinking togetherness. Get the single player guys to enjoy the map editor also. I don't know. I'm not in advertising, but somebody up there needs to go back to school. I don't want to get off the rail with this video, the Real Talk series. I want to talk about how some map editors, that you might be new to the game and you come in and you experiment with maps, or you open up somebody else's map and you publish it. You know, I could see that happening as you test it out. But there was a contest in Far Cry 3 with gold maps, and you had to name it MMC1 or something, I believe, MC1. And somebody copied one of Long Rider's maps. You know, we didn't know Shiny Tapestry was hosting, and he put up the map while Long Rider was in there, and it was kind of funny. Long Rider says, you know what, I didn't make this map. Well, he did make the map, but he didn't publish it, MC1. So somebody was trying to take the credit for Long Rider's map. So I just named him a fan of Long Riders. If you could see, this happens to a lot of players. You know, there's some debate amongst the editors if they should have maps that you can lock. Personally, I think you should have the option to lock your own map. But for some reason, Ubisoft again fails with that and won't let map editors lock their maps. I don't understand these guys. I really don't. It's just mind-boggling. So if you see, I made a map called Mad Max versus Dirt Riders, and it's been copied numerous times. They didn't make any changes whatsoever. They didn't even change the title of the map, and they didn't change nothing. So maybe I should be happy about that. Maybe there's just some lazy mappers. You know, if somebody took my map and made a bunch of changes on it and said, hey man, I hope you didn't mind, but you know, I spent a while changing a bunch of stuff in your map, I would probably be flattered if I seen an alternative design to my map instead of just republishing it without any changes. I mean, it's nice, I guess you could say, if people want to download my map over and over again and republish it. But what you're causing is a lot of problems when you're trying to search for maps or try to play a guy's map that you might have heard of, like Long Rider. He created King Kong. And he tries to find it, and then it's, you know, he has a hard time. Did he make this map? It creates a lot of confusion, this not be able to lock your maps. I think the player or map editor should be able to open up a map and see how it was made. Yeah, that's fine. But I think it should be blocked from republishing a map that was already published. At least have the ability to lock it if you're the original map editor. That's just my thoughts on it. And as you'll see in my next series about map ratings and the people who just download somebody else's map and then republish it over and over again, it clogs up the system. It makes it unprofessional looking. The game is messed up. Now, I can't blame map editors for anything. I have to blame Ubisoft because they're giving us the tools, and some people are taking advantage of this and just republishing the same map over and over and just messing up the whole system. I hope Ubisoft takes some steps to change this in Far Cry 5. I guess we'll have to see. Knowing Ubisoft, they probably won't. I hold out hope. Thanks for watching The Lazy Mapper. I have now reached over 300 subs. I really appreciate you guys. And in Far Cry 5, I hope we keep going further. And I hope I come out with the right information that you guys want to hear. I might not say the right things all the time, but I'm fighting in your corner.